Hello, I am Candace and welcome back to my channel. Today, it's hot out there. Today we're going to talk about intermittent fasting and my experience with that. So first, foremost, I am not a medical professional. I am not giving anyone any kind of medical advice at all. I'm just sharing with you my experience, and that's it. So I've tried intermittent fasting, and this is like a hot topic sort of right now. And I've tried it before, but I never really, and I've tried, the diet, low carb, keto, whatever. But I've never really kept up with what I ate, how much I ate, how long in between eating, and all of those kind of things. So I decided that starting July 1st, because this was at the end of June when I decided, I've been feeling really kind of sluggish and bloated and just, not really myself. So I thought, well, I'm gonna really try this time, and I'm gonna keep up with what I eat and all the things. So, and I'm so proud of myself because I have literally written down all of the things that I've eaten in the last 7 days, up until what I just ate. So June 30th, I decided this is it. Tomorrow it is. Well, actually, right now it is, because I'm not going to eat after 7:30 that night. And that was the time that I finished my supper and decided that's that. And I didn't eat anything else that later that night. And, I made it the next day to 2:30. Now, when I first got up, I'm not one to eat when I first get up. I don't have to have something. I don't have to eat breakfast right away when I first wake up. So it's really not hard for me to go till noon or later before I eat anyway. So really intermittent fasting on a regular daily basis for me is not that hard. I think the hardest part for me is not eating anything after a certain time, especially if I'm awake till late at night. But so July 1st was my day one. I weighed myself that day. I've never been one to really get on a scale and weigh myself. So, but I wanted to do it just for informational purposes, really, and to see if I did lose any weight or not. And let's see, I weighed 137 pounds on July 1st, which is heavy for me. That's about the heaviest I've ever been, actually, without being pregnant. So yeah. But so on day one, I drank 2 cups of coffee when I got up. And now I just put 2 drops of peppermint oil in my coffee for a little taste. I like the peppermint. I feel like it wakes me up too, I usually do put in heavy whipping cream, just I don't know, a couple of tablespoons maybe. I don't really measure. I just sort of pour. I eyeball it. I'm like that with everything I cook too. I don't measure anything. Excuse me. But for the purposes of fasting, I've been doing black coffee, which I'm not that crazy about. And over the course of the week, I have drunk less coffee than usual. Because normally in the mornings, even if I've slept a lot, I don't want to get up. I'm just lazy feeling, I'm sluggish, And so I drink 3 or 4 cups of coffee. But I drank 2 cups that morning, and I drank a bottle of water. Now, I didn't eat anything until 2:30 that afternoon. So that's 18 hours, an 18-hour fast, which is pretty good, especially for the first one. Whoop, whoop. I did take some little video clips of day 1, day 2, or whatever along this week. Some of them got deleted, I don't know, but the ones that I did, I'm gonna insert, like I think day 1, I'll insert. Hey, this is day 1 of intermittent fasting for me. So it is like 2:30 and I haven't eaten since about 7 or 8 last night. So that's like 18 hours of fasting. And I am breaking my fast with 2 pieces of bacon. Well, it's 4, but 2 pieces that I cut in half. So 3 fried eggs, and I fried them in the bacon grease, and half of an avocado. I have had 2 cups of coffee this morning. I put a little bit of heavy whipping cream in my coffee and a dash of peppermint oil, and I'm going to drink a bottle of water. So, I don't know what else I'll eat today, but this is where I'm starting. This is like my favorite food. I didn't eat again until 7:30, and I had 2 small, I made cheeseburgers, and I'm not sure what else I made for everybody else, because I usually have to cook like 2 meals for everybody, unless it's taco night. But I ate the cheeseburgers. I just didn't eat the bread. I just had the hamburger, the patty, you know, which I made homemade. And when I mix up to make hamburgers or cheeseburgers, I usually like put a raw egg in there and a little bit of flaxseed and mush that all up really good, and then maybe a dash of Worcestershire sauce and salt and pepper, and then I cook the hamburger. Then I pat out my patties and cook the hamburger. So, but they were small that night. I did like sliders, and I ate 2 of those and more bacon and the other half of the avocado, and then I drank another bottle of water, and that was all I ate that day, and I was full. I wasn't hungry the rest of the night or any other time that day, because I will eat when I'm hungry. I just have to be more mindful of what I eat, is what I'm finding out. So on day 2, I didn't eat till 4:30. Yeah, I didn't eat past 7:30 that night before, and I meant to eat before 4:30. I actually got hungry about 2:30 or 3. Yeah, probably between 2 and 3. I got hungry. Not just starving hungry, but I was hungry. But I got busy, and then we had to go somewhere that day, and there was some traffic that we got stuck in, and I couldn't eat. So I'm glad I took water with me. So I drank a few bottles of water that day. And when we finally did get to a store, I mean, I was just about to get a headache. I was getting that hungry. So I bought beef jerky sticks, and I ate 1 beef jerky stick, and that held me over until we got to the restaurant, which was not till like 6:30. And then I ate a 12-ounce steak and 8 pieces of shrimp and like a scoop of black-eyed peas, a handful of fried okra, a couple spoons of turnip greens. I did have 1 bite. I literally tore off just a corner piece of the bread, because we went to this restaurant called Lambert's, and you know, they're famous for throwing the rolls at you. And man, that bread it smelled so good. Oh my God, it smelled so good. So I had to have 1 bite. It did not kill me. And I smothered it in butter, but it was so delicious. It was so good. Anyway, but I mean, I ate all of that. I cleaned my plate. I was hungry. And I was full after that, and I didn't eat again that night. That was my meal for the day. Now, see, July 3rd, which was the 3rd day, I made it 18 hours, and I had, you know, like 1 cup of coffee and 1 bottle of water, and then I finally, when I did eat, I had 3 eggs and a half avocado and bacon. And it's a really good thing that I like to eat that, because I've eaten that every day almost. That's pretty much my meal. Oh well, it's working for me, I guess. That night I made a meatloaf, I don't make meatloaf like your traditional meatloaf. My meatloaf didn't have any ketchup in it. What I did was I used probably a pound of hamburger meat, 2 eggs, a half a cup maybe of almond flour, and I put it in a glass baking dish, and I took like half of my mixture and patted it out on the bottom of my glass dish, which went about halfway up. And then I took slices of cream cheese and put in it. And then I put the rest of my hamburger meat mixture, mashed it on top. And then I laid pieces of bacon over that. And so that's what I had for supper, was 2 pretty good slices of that meatloaf. And so the next day it was another 18 hours, and I literally had the same thing again without the egg. I just had bacon and avocado, coffee and water. Now that night, which was 4th of July, I actually didn't eat. I was just busy and a little stressed out from the day. I wasn't really hungry. I literally just ate bacon pretty much all that day. But we did have some like vegetable shish kebabs with mushrooms and peppers and onions on them, and I ate one of those. So whatever that amounted to, and bacon, that's what I ate. Now, yesterday, July 5th, I went 18 and a half hours, and I scrambled my eggs that day. I thought I'd switch it up a little bit. And I had 3 pieces of bacon and a half of an avocado. And then that night at 7:30, I had a hamburger with bacon and 4 deviled eggs. Because I had made deviled eggs for 4th of July too, and I ended up eating them yesterday, or the 5th. And then later on that night, I woke up, and I remember I must have fell asleep kind of early, and then I woke up as the dogs were wanting out or something. And my husband left out the bag of jalapeno Cheetos, and that's my junk food right there. Jalapeno Cheetos. That's my go-to junk food. If I'm sitting around watching TV, if I want to eat because I'm bored, or I want to stress eat or whatever, that's my go-to. I want jalapeno Cheetos. Yeah. So, and I ended up eating like 4. It wasn't many, and they were stale, so I didn't eat. I'm glad they were stale because I didn't eat many. But yeah. Now yesterday was the 6th day, and I weighed myself yesterday too, and I weighed myself today on day 7 too, to see if there was any difference. But yesterday was hard for me because yesterday I was hungry. And I know I was fixing to start my period, Shark Week. So, and I always want to eat more. And I always want to eat junk. I want to eat carbs for whatever reason. Right when it's time for me to start, I want to eat the whole bag of Cheetos. I want to eat mashed potatoes. I want to eat fried potatoes. Or I used to make this like country skillet with hamburger meat and fried potatoes and cheese and sour cream. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I crave, like really hearty, healthy. I mean, not really healthy, but heavy food, Like, I'm already bloated. I do not need to add potatoes. But I did pretty good fighting it off. And I like to eat ice cream sometimes around that time too. My favorite is mint chocolate chip gelato. But yesterday I was hungry. I mean, it was when I finally did eat at, I don't know, 1:30 or 2 o'clock. I was starving. I just was dying to eat, and I ate 4 deviled eggs, 2 pieces of bacon and half an avocado. I had 1 cup of coffee that morning and 1 bottle of water. And then about 30 minutes or an hour after I ate all of that, I ate 4 more deviled eggs. And then about 4:45, I had asparagus and 2 pieces of salmon that I cooked in my bacon grease that I had left over. And that was what I ate. But then I did eat, no, I ate something else because I made tacos for everybody else yesterday. And then so I ended up eating a taco after that. But what I did is I got these shells that, I mean, it's just cheese. I probably eat too much cheese. I probably need to cut out some dairy. And I might try that next week. I don't know. But for now, this is working out pretty good. I don't think get used to this. But it's like a cheese wrap. So what I did was I put my taco meat and my lettuce and salsa and sour cream inside my cheese wrap, and that's what I used instead of chips or taco shells. And then I did have a slice of cheesecake. And I weighed 130 pounds yesterday. So I lost 7 pounds in 6 days. So yeah, and I weighed myself again today to see, just to make sure like the scale wasn't wrong. And I weighed myself like 3 times, and it was still at 130 pounds. So I did pretty good. Today, and I did the same thing. I had 2 eggs and bacon and a half avocado and 3, I think I had 3 deviled eggs today. And then we went to eat earlier, and I ate charbroiled shrimp skewer and a few bites of broccoli and a few bites of the green beans. I probably ate a whole 2 pieces of broccoli and 2 green beans. Because I really wasn't that hungry. Like, I had just eaten not long before that, so I wasn't that hungry. But I can pretty much always eat shrimp or oysters if there's oysters, but they didn't have oysters, so shrimp it was. I had a few bites of salad too. So, and I still weigh 130 pounds. And that's that. So that's my experience thus far. It's not bad. I've noticed that I feel better. I've had a little bit more energy each day until yesterday, and this morning I was a little, like yesterday I was really hungry, and I did start this morning, sorry, TMI, but and my stomach's been cramping a little bit, and so I'm a little more tired, but still overall in comparison to like last month's period and the month before that, it's not near as bad. And the leading up to days are not near as bad. Because I also struggle with PMDD, and that is a whole nother YouTube topic. That is a whole nother video. And I actually have that on my list to do this week. So we'll get with that. But seeing as how I struggle with that, like this week, I feel like I picked a good week to start this, and I'm glad I really stuck to it, because I have really consistently felt a little bit better each day. I've felt less bloated. I have felt, like I have a little more energy, and it just wasn't as bad leading up to my period. So right now we're having positive results. And also I just got this in today. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm gonna start seeing what my ketones are, see if I'm in ketosis or not. I've never checked it before. I've never done this. I actually just opened it and haven't even read it. So I'm going to do another video on that experience. And yeah, well, just let me know if y'all want to see some things like that. But I think my overall intermittent fasting is doing pretty good. Just see if I can keep up with it. And I'll try to do a video next week and, just check my progress, see if I lose any more weight. But thank you for watching. If you have any questions, if you're curious about anything, drop a comment. Let me know if you like this video or if you didn't like this video or what you would like to see next. If you're into, you know, the dieting and the health stuff, what would you like to see next? All right, this is Iam.Candace signing off. Peace out.